Coach?
Oh, man, what a ball game. These games are easy, right? That was a great win by our guys, very resilient win. I think, for us coming off a bye week, at the Texas Tech, we were extremely banged up. We mentioned, we over 25 guys that was in the training room. I feel like, a lot of our guys didn't play the first week during the bye week, and we got a bunch of them back this past week. And I think particularly offensively, because we had such great rhythm in the first 5 games, and offensively did not have it tonight. And I think, particularly in the first half. And what signs of a good team is when you're not having your best on one side and the other side's picking you up. And I thought our defense did an excellent job with that to pick us up in the first half, created some turnovers, kept us in the ball game there, and there at the end. It was a great job by our offense driving down. Tony Johnson, a guy who's, done some things, but not a lot of things. I mean, he had 8 catches tonight and a huge touchdown. Great game by Tony. Great throw by Sorsby. I think Sorsby in the second half, I think he was either 11 for 12 or 10 for 11. So it came back in the second half, played much better. And then for our defense to hold them out there at the last drive, man, what a great job by our defense to keep them out of the end zone. And the whole UCF, we got a lot of respect for UCF. Offensively, we'd hold them to 13 points. What a great job by our defense to be able to do that. And that, in the Big 12, man, on the road, this is obviously a huge win for us. And excited about our guys and how they came through, and excited about the opportunity to go back to Nippert 4-2 and to host an Arizona State that's 5-1. It should be a great environment next week. I don't want to pass this game, but man, I'm excited and pumped for next week, homecoming back in Cincinnati.
Have you ever had a player go down like Tony Johnson and then 2 plays later come in and catch a touchdown that big?
I'm sure I have. He actually got the breath knocked out of him. So you think I thought it was knee or something. I go over there and he's like, by the time I got over there, he popped up. He's like, "I'm going, coach." I was like, "Good, all right, so we're ready." So to come back out and to catch the fade in the back of the end zone, very similar to the fade that we had at Texas Tech. A great throw by Sorsby. Him obviously was a huge play in the game. It was tough to score tonight by both teams to get in the end zone, and to be able to get that touchdown to go up 2 scores. That was huge for our team.
Bartlett and Johnson are Florida guys. What's it mean to them?
Yeah. I mean, a handful of Florida guys that came down on this trip. I mean, obviously, for them to get back home or for them to get back here, got a lot of their family in attendance at the game, and it's obviously exciting for them to come down here and get the big win in front of their family and friends. And but I think more than anything, just as a football team, the heart that we showed. I talked in the locker room about how hard the offseason was, and it's for times like this. It's times like this when it comes down to the very end of the game, and it could go either way, and you're not going to give in. And that's what our guys showed today, and that's the reason. Talking about Coach Nico and their strength staff, did a phenomenal job this offseason. I mean, our guys, gave it up for them in the locker room because of times like this, and this is how you win these games.
Coach, KJ Jefferson is the assumed quarterback throughout the week, and then it's announced that E.J. Colson's the starter, and then Ja'Cory Brown takes over in the second half completely. How do you adjust to that? How does your defense adjust?
Yeah, I mean, Jefferson's been their guy all year, and then we come out here and they announce a freshman. Which I know the freshman. We recruited him. He's a good player, but you haven't seen him film. You haven't seen any film on him. You don't know what his strengths, weaknesses are in the collegiate level yet. And so, it's a little bit of a filling out process, I think, early on in the game. And then they make the change and bring the other one in who, he's played this year, but not a ton. So you just kind of really adjusting on the fly. Makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think even more great job by our defense, I think, to be able to do that. Now, having said all that, they're going to try to run the football, and so our main focus coming into this game was to stop the run, and I think that was the most critical thing for us to do.
You mentioned that it's always tough to defend and give up only 13 points.
Yeah.
What does it mean for this defense to be able to hold the UCF rushing attack to less than 200 yards and hold them and keep them out of the?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Malzahn's been doing it his whole career. He's a great offensive mind to be able to find ways to run the football. For our guys, to come in here and hold them like we did. I mean, Harvey, we've got great respect for Harvey. He's an outstanding running back to keep him under 100 yards. Man, that was our goal. It was going to be hard. We knew it was going to be a tough challenge to be able to do that, but we were able to accomplish that goal, to hold them and to keep them in check, get them, turn the ball over like we did. We knew we had to get some turnovers, and we did, and then to make them punt the football, and I thought it was outstanding. And then our punter, Fletch, put it down on the 1 yard line. What an unbelievable play at that point in time of the game. We talked about it last Friday night. It was unbelievable. I called him out. I said, Fletch, tomorrow night we're going to need a time for you to pin those guys inside the 5 yard line. He did it. I mean, it's incredible. And our guys were right there. because it takes everybody. You know, it's not just an offense, a defense. It's all three phases to come in, and when you need a big play, your big-time players got to make those plays, and he did tonight.
What did you say to him at halftime? You left points on the board with 2 red zones.
We did. We did.
And a missed field goal, and then they come out and score. And,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the message was we're not leaving until we get the win. You know, we're not leaving until the job is done. And it took the very last play, and you know it was not pretty. And that, you know, we did leave some points on the board out there. You know, we missed a field goal again. We missed an extra point. I mean, you know, it wouldn't even matter here at the end there. You know, and so we got to be able to knock those down. And you know, but I am proud of our guys because if we didn't play our best and you still come on the road and get a win like this, that's huge for our guys and confidence.
Coach, the game plan was to stop the run, but you guys also had 4 sacks on UCF QBs today. Talk about how your line got to the quarterback.
Yeah, you know, Dante, I saw him in the backfield. He did a great job. We felt like at times throughout the game that we did need to bring some pressure, and we were able to do that with our linebackers to create the 4 or 5 man rush. You know, but I did see us a couple times tonight with our 3-man rush being able to get to the backfield and get on him. The last play, we got a sack. You know, that was huge because we felt like, okay, they're going to try to take a shot to the end zone. They need some time to do that. Let's go ahead and bring some pressure, try to get to them. We were able to do that as well. So it was just good, you know, good calculated defense, I think, whenever we were trying to get pressure on the quarterback.
You mentioned kind of missing the rhythm offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Do you accredit that to Russ coming out of the bye, or what did you
I mean, I think that's got to be something to it. I mean, you know, we were rolling pretty good in the first 5 contests. You know, when you come out tonight, it's a little rust. I mean, you know, trying to get some of that off. And I think part of that was some of our guys on offense were not practicing, you know, and then you get out there and, okay, you assume they're just going right back to the way they were before, and it doesn't work that way. You know, they have to practice. You have to get the work in. You know, and even having said that, I mean, you know, how many times did we punt tonight? 1 or 2 times. I mean, so we're moving the ball. It just wasn't as crisp or as clean as we would like. We just got to come back to work on that.
What was the message from Brendan Sorsby on the sideline and kind of saying, look, it's not working, but we just need to make the necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just a grinder. He's going to keep putting the work in. He still continue to play hard. You know, he still continue to, what we did at halftime, hey, what are the things you like? You know, what do you feel good about? Hey, I like this. Okay, so that's what we went to call him more in the second half. Obviously, it worked. I mean, he hit most on all those plays. So, you know, I think for us, just kind of feeling and working our way through some things, and that was the difference in the second half.
He took a big hit. Is he okay?
He did.
And then it
Yeah.
wasn't his best game, but he still gets
Yeah,
the win.
yeah, he did. He got hit, hurt up pretty good, but he was able to come back on it. I think he's fine. I mean, I think he's, you know, obviously when you're getting hit like you are in a game like this, you're going to have some bruises and those type things, but we'll get him in the training room, you know, when we get back and be ready to go this week, so he'll be good.
You mentioned stopping the run, and as a big part of that is loading the box. With 2 relatively new quarterbacks, would you say you were like willing to live and die by UCF's passing game?
Well, I mean, we had to stop the run, so whatever that meant, you know, and I think they did have some yards on some scrambles. You know, I think Brown did an excellent job a few times. We lost contain on a couple of 3rd downs that were big plays for us where we're inside. He's able to get outside and go get some big runs. You know, to me, that was one of the worst things we did defensively tonight was not having to contain. So we got to be able to get that right. You know, if we are bringing inside pressure, we have to have guys that are on the edge, setting the edge, and so we got to work on that. But other than that, I thought we did a great job stopping the run, and you know, a solid job on the pass as well. So you know, to hold a team like this to 13 points, and really that's all that matters.
Final question.
With the install of the new defense and all of that, this is the best the defense has looked all season. Do you credit that to the bye week, or is it the fact that things are just now clicking for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we played excellent against Houston. You know, we shut them out. I mean, that was a good defensive battle game for us. I think we've played really good at times. Miami, Ohio, we held on 24 yards rushing. You know, so at times throughout the year, we played excellent defense. I think maybe overall for the whole game tonight was one of the best things we've done against an offense that's so good. You know, I mean, you look at 2 offenses that were ranked top 15 in the country, you know, and both offenses really kind of struggled to move the ball tonight. So I give credit to really both defenses this evening.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.